Hi and welcome to the Venturi bleeding tutorial. Suspension service is now in your own hands. From our intro video, you're already familiar with the Venturi and its functions in a dry run. Now it's time to get ready for the oily part, and there are some important things you should know. Wear safety glasses and gloves. Work in a well-ventilated area. Suspension oils and degreasers are not very healthy to inhale. During the whole process, make sure you use soft jaws and avoid anything that could scratch your component. Make sure all air is out before you open it. Following the official service manual, you disassemble and clean your component, replace the seals and apply lubricants where needed. Respect the environment and dispose of old oil properly. If the oil is dirty and full of foam bubbles, it was definitely time for a service. When you get to the bleeding step in your manual, it's time to switch to the FLI step-by-step guide for vacuum bleeding. In general, you have two options to fill your component with fresh oil. First and recommended option guarantees a quick bleeding process by pre-filling the component with damping oil. Secondly, by bleeding totally from scratch with a completely empty damping cycle, which will take a little bit longer to degas. So let's get oily and fill the machine with fresh oil. Oil tank and bleeding hose are empty. System pressure is set to 5.5 bar. All three valves are closed. Connect the bleeding hose to the output quick coupling. We engage the bleeding hose to the suction hose and open the relax valve and gently open the vacuum valve. With the vacuum, oil is being pulled out of the canister into the tank of the Venturi. Once the oil reaches 70% of the tank, get ready to stop the filling and closing vacuum. Close relax, and we disconnect the suction hose. Excess oil will run back into the bottle. No oil can drop from the bleeding hose when relax is closed. That's it, your Venturi is now ready for bleeding. There are two really important things for you to check before you attach your component to the vacuum bleeder. In most dampers, you will see a white piston, in this case an IFP from RockShox, which is moving up when filling and down when degassing. There is a retainer ring that keeps it from shooting out. Always double check that it is installed and in place before using the Venturi. Otherwise, oil will shoot out with force and leave a huge mess. When rebuilding a fork, you may have a bladder system. Remember, it's extremely important that you do not exceed 1 bar, otherwise you will blow up your bladder. This set, let's connect the component to the Venturi and start bleeding. Take your damper, fix it in the wrench, and install the adapter hand tight in an upwards position. Connect the bleeding hose to the adapter. There might be an air bubble coming out, which is totally fine. And now move the components 20 to 40 centimeters below the Venturi. The hose should run straight. You start each cycle with a vacuum to draw out air out of your component. The first cycle should be done carefully and slowly, because this is where most of the air escapes and the oil may foam up. We open relax and carefully vacuum, and you will see air coming out of your component and entering the bleeding hose. Once the trapped air is out and there is no foam left in the tank, you can open vacuum further to reach nearly -1 bar to start degassing the oil itself. Close relax, then vacuum to lock in the vacuum within the tank and let the bleeder do the work for you within a minute or two. The IFP is sucked into the end position. You can open and close the dials for rebound and compression on your shock to release trapped air. Mobilize the tank to get it compressed all the way to get out unwanted air out of your component. If there is no more bubbles within the bleeding hose, it's time to fill your component with pressure. Confirm the retainer ring is still in place and all valves in the Venturi are closed. Quickly open and close relax to normalize the pressure and open fill. The pressure will rise to about 2.5 bar. which fills your component automatically with oil. The pressure remains stable and no more CO2 is being consumed. In case you see an air bubble wandering down toward your component while filling, briefly open relax to keep it from entering your component. Whilst filling, you'll see the IFP being pushed to its end position and the component expands. This is the most crucial check to have your damper filled completely with damping oil. If it does not extend by itself, make sure to fully extend the unit manually. Mobilize your component a few times. If you hear squishy sounds, that means that there is still air in the damper and another bleeding circle is needed. Usually you repeat the vacuum and filling 2 to 4 times. If you still see bubbles rising a few cycles, check whether the adapter is still tight. If it is, the air is sign of a leak in your component, meaning you'll need to locate and fix it. With fresh seals and everything put in place, this hardly occurs. So let's finish up. Fix your component in the wrench with the adapter in an upright position. Set the IFP height as described in the official service manual. Carefully remove the adapter with the relax still open. Check that the O-ring of the adapter is not stuck in the inner thread. If so, reinsert the bleed screw and then wipe off. Fix the bleed screw just hand tight according to the official service manual. Fill the necessary pressure into the IFP to check your success. Test if compression and rebound work accordingly, meaning the damper extends really slow or fast when you compress it. Don't forget the FLI sticker. It shows you're part of the crew on the trails. That's it. Happy bleeding. Thanks for wrenching with us and enjoy the process.